Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal Podcast Show. We're back tonight, and we're a little bit late, but we got Mr. Owen Witter online. So he's waiting in the back room. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. We rescheduled the time to 11:30, but we're starting a little bit early because we have an urgent announcement and an urgent appeal to everyone who is listening out there. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and click the notification bell. We have a young lady by the name of Kayla Martin. Kayla Martin is an excellent, I'm telling you, young 12-year-old who has made history by winning and coming first in the inaugural Carifta Gymnastics Championship in 2024. She has since moved on to the Jamaica Classics in 2025, which she also won. And she hails from Comapen District in St. Elizabeth, that's south central Jamaica. This young lady is geared for stardom, and she has another major event coming up that's in the Dominican Republic, and she's seeking your help to send her there. The cost is US $3,000. Yemelit, the Yemelit Classic, and this is a gymnastic event, and she is asking you, ladies and gentlemen, to give her some support. Her grandmother found about $1,500 US. So they're asking the public to help to send this superstar to the Dominican Republic to witness her dream or to achieve her dreams. This young lady has been doing extremely well, and I'll tell you, I'll put up the numbers for the bank accounts in a moment, but I wanted to show you this. This young lady is a successful athlete. She's very determined, and I can show you a video. This video shows young Kayla Martin running for her life. She, goodness gracious me, she came from all the way behind to win this event. She's a great athlete. Look at this determination. Right on the line. So you can see that this young lady is going places. We're appealing to anyone, no matter how small it is. I want you to donate it. This lady is also very determined with her academics. I'll show you this. Kayla is a superstar, ladies and gentlemen, and we're asking you to support her in her quest to stardom. This lady is a world-class athlete at 12 years old, and I'm asking you to donate. Please donate. We have here a letter from the Great Start Academy that highlights all that they're asking here, and both bank accounts. I'll put this up a little bit brighter. There you go. So young Kayla needs about $1,500 US. That's $1,500 US. I'm asking you to donate. You can go to the national. You can send it to the National Commercial Bank, to Kanika Honus's account. It's a savings account. The account number is 884-345634. Or Sharon Benz. trading as Great Start Academy. It's a National Commercial Bank account. It's a checking account, and the number is 881-033-585. This young lady is from the country. She beat all odds to be the champion of gymnastics, and we don't have a gymnastics program in South Central Jamaica, in the Junction or Comapen or that side of town. There's no program down there, and she went to the Carifta Games and she won first place, as you can see on the screen. She also went to the Jamaica Classics into this year, and she won. So this lady is a natural born champion, and she's a world class champion at 12 years old. So we're asking you, and I'm appealing to everyone, no matter how small it is, donate to this young lady. Donate. Give what you can. If it's 10 US, 5 US, 20 US, it doesn't matter. It will go a far way. If you can afford the entire 1,500 US dollars, that would be a blessing. That would definitely help her in entering her competition in the Dominican Republic. She has until July 20th, guys. Today is the 8th. That's 12 days from now to come up with a balance of 1,500 US dollars. We're asking you, please, whatever it takes. I know you guys in the South can take care of this. Or if you're in England, Canada, United States, you can send the monies directly to these accounts. It's right on your screen. I'm sure, South people kind of bullshit, You know what I mean? We have big parties and all them things down there, and some lovely supermarkets and restaurants and beautiful taxes, returning residents. Just drop a little thing inside of Kayla's account and let her travel to the Dominican Republic and represent Jamaica. This is a superstar. Maybe one day you'll see her on top of a podium at the Olympics. She's 12 years old, and she's doing well academically, and she's doing well as an athlete. She's doing well as a sports person. This young lady is going places. I had her on last night. You can go back and check the I had her with her grandmother last night, and you can check my podcast from last night. You'll see a full rundown of her speaking and her grandmother speaking about it. And I'm asking you to donate, help her out. It's 1,500 US dollars. Everybody pitch in, give her something to get to her tournament in the Dominican Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal Podcast Show. So tonight is part 2 of the ALPART pensions problem that has been plaguing hundreds of past workers of Alumna Partners of Jamaica. Many of these people have invested there many years, 10, 15, 20, 30 years and of their lives. They signed an agreement that whenever they become vested, and I've been told that it was 7.5 years first, then it moved to 10 years. However, they signed this agreement, and with the expectation with the intention or expectation that they will receive a pension when they get to retirement age. All of those who I've spoken to are telling me that they're not receiving a pension, except one person who said he's getting a partial pension. So we asked the question. Mr. Owen Witter is waiting in the back room, and I'll bring him on stage in a few seconds. All these people are saying, we don't know what happened. We asked to be asked to get our pension, And Sagicor is saying you don't have one. The matter has been to court, and still yet there's nothing forthcoming in terms of these gentlemen's pension. Now, I've decided to get involved with Mr. Witter, and when we started talking in part one, I made an appeal for every member who is vested in this pension plan. Give me your number. That's your contact information, your badge number, and the years that you entered the plant and the year that you left the plant, so I can verify that you're vested. Because we have to have a unified front when we move forward with what we're about to do. Ladies and gentlemen, we also I spoke to Mr. Freckleton, and we have to have a second conversation, because we need to get some direction before we approach the Jamaican government and all the agencies of the government that are responsible, and also Sagicor. Now, I have been taught, at first, I did not know who was involved except Mr. Witter. How enthusiastic these people were for me to take time out of my time and give my effort to get to the bottom of this. Because when I start something, I finish it. Guaranteed. So therefore, when I made that appeal, and I'm just looking at the numbers here. When I made that appeal, ladies and gentlemen, at first they were trickling in. But now the word has gotten out, and they're all calling in. Goodness gracious me. So I've not counted it, but I think I have over 100+ names already. And it's counting. I've got some more to record because they called in and left their information. So now I've got to get all the names cataloged into a master list. And then I got to now organize the group moving forward so that everyone is in the loop of what we're doing. It is in my mind, and I've attended Manchester, New Forest School, Manchester High School, and a lot more universities, to include George Mason University and other universities. So I have a good working knowledge of what a pension is. I've studied economics. I've been certified to sell insurance and retirement funds. I've also dived into real estate. I was licensed in that. Sell mortgages as a financial instrument. So I'm quite aware. I have a good working knowledge of what it means to sign an agreement, to have a retirement, and to be vested. You see, the incentive is being vested. That means it keeps you in line, and under all these adverse conditions, hundreds of these men worked in these in the mines of ALPART and in the production area of ALPART, that's Alumina Partners of Jamaica, endured some horrendous atrocities and working conditions in order to become vested. Billions, and I say trillions of dollars were made from these mines and these production areas, and many have lined their pockets from the efforts of these hundreds of men and women. They have endured extreme harsh conditions that has cost the lives of many. they have they're now suffering from, many of them are suffering from illnesses that they, because of the exposure to that area, they can now, at this point, they can't even afford their medical bills. Their pension is the only thing they have to hope for. And now they're being told that they don't have one. So I want to understand this. An agreement was signed. The plant decided to close down for a second time in 2009. I think it probably was the third time. Don't quote me. I may be wrong or may be right. However, now that I have many of these, a list now of these people who are alive, and I'm making a list of those who have passed away waiting, who are vested, and they have families. I'm making a secondary list of those people. Now it's time for someone to answer the most obvious question: where is their money? Because they signed an agreement with a company and these monies were collected and they became vested. Those funds were matched by the company, and billions of dollars are sitting down. It first with LOJ, as Life of Jamaica, if I remember right. And then it was passed on to Sagicor. And those billions, I heard it was just under 40 billion Jamaican dollars. Where is that money, and why are these people not getting their money? So what we're going to do tonight, I'm going to talk with Mr. Witter, and I'm going to bring him on a little bit to go faster. A lot of these men calling in, and we're making a master list. We're now going to organize that list and organize the whole group. We're going to speak to Mr. Freckleton and also other people that were involved to get the full story and the evidence. I have some evidence already. I'm going to put everything together and organize it in such a way that there's no doubt when we move forward. And there will be no doubt in my mind why they're not getting their pension. But one thing is guaranteed: they signed an agreement, and there was an expectation based on that agreement, and this is why they were there for 10, 15, 20, and 30 years. If this was not expected, maybe they would not have spent their lives there or endangered their own health in those kind of conditions in order to have a pension. Maybe they would not have if they weren't given this deal. And after the fact, you're going to say that, you don't have one, you don't have anything here to get. I'm sure the Jamaican government is fair. I trust that the Jamaican government is fair and will do the right thing. Because we're not going to stop until we get the answers. And these ladies and gentlemen who worked almost all their lives and endured harsh conditions and are suffering, their health is suffering. Most of them became impotent. Most of them are enduring some illnesses that are undescribable. And they're now waiting for their pension to buy their medication, to take care of their families. And they're told no, they don't have one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the stage Mr. Owen Witter. Mr. Owen Witter, how you doing? Hello, Brother Witter. We finally worked out the technological issues. Yes. So as I was discussing and you were hearing while you were in the back room, a lot of your colleagues have now called in, and I'm making that master list. and we're gonna slow things down a little bit to go faster, because now we got to organize the group, and those who are calling in, I have to now, because it's interfering with my regular business. So now I have to narrow it down so they call in at 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. so it doesn't interfere with the rest of my day. Because I have to answer them when they call in, and these are hundreds of people. I have a lot so far, and I need everybody. So I need the word to go out there. I need to for them to, number one, call their friends and colleagues. Give them the number. Tell them to call in, give me their name, their contact information, and their badge number. Also, those who were vested and they're deceased, but their loved ones, like their wife or husband or children, are alive. I need them to call in also, so we can continue making that master list, because now it takes a different turn, because we are now having everybody to come in, and we got to organize that group moving forward. Third, once we have that and it's already being built, we need all the facts, because now I'm going to call in some very heavy hitters, some legal minds that cannot be bribed or bought, because the time has come that all these hundreds, and I say thousands of workers who have been there at the Lumina Partners of Jamaica and endured horrific, horrendous atrocities and also conditions that has affected their health. Many have died, and now many are suffering. Many became impotent, and also some undescribable illnesses that they face because of the working areas that they have been in. And now they're being told they don't have a pension, and many of them are suffering, because I'm talking to a lot of these people, Brother Witter, and me, your family.
Yes.
All these people know you.
Yes.
Because you all work together.
Sure.
And I'm surprised, because growing some of them, while I was going to high school, I met them because they know my Daddy George, my father, and a lot of them recognized me and realized, wait, a soldier this, So, and these are people I've not seen for years, and they're telling me who passed off and what they were told, and I'm saying the way this has been handled, based on what you have explained to me, since you've been going through this for many years. There's there's a strong odor of mendacity from the government, from LOJ, from Sagicor, all those who were involved, and the committee as well. They have done that. Something went wrong, and somebody knows the truth. But one thing stands predominant, is that an agreement was signed, and for that agreement to change, there has to be unanimous consent from everybody. Everybody had to sign off on it and say, listen, we're going to make the changes, because this is major. You cannot take this position after the fact. And I don't know what happened in the court, why the judge did not rule that everyone should be given their pension, because, listen, almost $40 billion is sitting down in a fund to be issued out as pension money to everyone. Am I right? Am I wrong? So you can chime in there, Mr. Witter.
George, based on what was printed in the thing, it was the Observer, it was said that there was 34.9 billion was in a pension pool, and all part of a pretty fraction of that sum of money. But we don't know what is that pretty fraction. Nobody ever disclosed that amount. What was the pretty fraction? But based on that article that we read there. However, to get back to what we're talking about, to untrack is we're talking about the ALPART 1990 pension plan rule. The ALPART plan rule. What the plan rule says, and you just get it writing, the agreement is in the plan rule. Article E, Section 5, state clearly that once a participant complete 10 or more years of continuous service, that participant is eligible to receive a deferred vested pension payable at his normal retirement date or such earlier date according to Article F6B2 upon written application. So then a man 55 and feel sick right now, so I'm going further. He can apply in writing. Once you don't apply, you wait till 65. So what we are saying now, when my service, I was 50. So there's a question out there. When my service terminated, I was 50. Did Mr. Witter meet the requirement of 55? Yes or no?
Hold on, Brother Witter, is your mic is kind of choppy, so I don't know if it's too far away from you or it there's some other application running in the background, but it's kind of choppy, and I need to hear you clearly.
Okay. According to plan rule, ALPART 1990 plan rule, E5, Article E, Section 5, states clearly that once a participant complete 10 years or more, that participant is eligible to receive a deferred vested pension payable at his normal retirement date. 10 years. I have 94 months, and other colleagues have the same, some less, and they are saying there's no such thing for you, sir. Based on calculate how this happen now. So either you vested or you vested. What do you mean of vested?
So hold on, Brother Witter. We have is it Hudlin Pizza? Said they sent a message in that they were a delegate. You know Hudlin Pizza?
Yes.
Yeah, they just sent a message that so please contact me, Hudlin. You know my number. I'll give you my number here in the message section because we're getting everybody together. We need to get to the bottom of this. So go ahead, Brother Owen. Continue.
Yes. So we ask the question. Once you vested, you are entitled to receive some benefit at a future time down the road. But what you provide company is saying, there's no benefit based on the calculation. But let's share something with you quickly, Brother George, the person who listening in here. What happened is everything was up to 2006 when LOJ were there, based on what you have pension statement.
So hold on a second, Brother Witter. I want you to speak slowly because your mic is chopping up. So you're saying in 2006, while LOJ was still in charge of the pension fund, everything was okay.
Correct.
Okay, continue.
So as of 2007, we should have a deferred vested pension, that amount, in case you turn 0, 2008 0, and 2009 0. So
to put things into perspective, when you got to 2000, when you mentioned 2007, 2008, 2009, everything zeroed out. This 2009 is when the plant actually closed its doors.
That's correct.
Continue.
Yes. So what should happen is, according to effort from the ALPART plant, you should calculate participants as the date of his termination of his continuing service in the same manner for a normal pension, although it shall not be payable until after the participant's normal retirement date. So what he's saying, you calculate his benefit the same day he terminates. So listen carefully now. My date of termination is 31st of May 2009, and the plan will wind up the 1st of June 2009. Two different days. What these people try to do, they bypass termination date and say wind up date. Termination is different from wind up. My service terminate May, and the wind up plan next year.
So for me for the audience and myself to understand, when you say termination date, that date of termination was due to the fact that the plant was going to be closed, so they terminated everybody on, most people on that date.
Yes.
So the termination date has nothing to do with your performance, but the fact that the plant itself was going to be closed down. Okay, now the wind-up date that you're talking about is to deal with the pension fund itself and also any funds that were that everyone had a vested interest in. To tell you, to inform you of what's going to happen when you come to retirement, correct?
You break. Your transmission break. Repeat.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. You come back.
Okay, so what I'm asking you, the wind-up period, when this was winding up, the wind-up period had to deal with the mopping up of telling everyone what to expect when they retire, and also to tell you what you were owed at that particular point in time. It was a more of a directive meeting where they directed you to what to do, what to expect, and so on. The wind-up period. That was what is that the general understanding?
Yes.
All right, continue.
Yes. So, based on observation, or based on my knowledge, the plan rule, the ALPART plan, is the guide. So I would follow what the plan rule says. So on my termination date, you should calculate whatever you have. Then the plan wind up after. When you bypass the term, you skip where my benefit would be at for the time. So what I want to wind, you use a different method. Say, well, at wind up, this is how we have for you know. No, it don't work like that. You have to stick to what the plan rule says. If the service terminate. Termination is different from wind up. Termination, you stop.
Mm-hmm.
So right to the bottom, 2006, go back to 2006, Brother George. Everything was all right when LOJ, what you call, the provider, LOJ was provider. And things go wrong when statutory takes over 2007. Those money which were there up to 2008, they disappeared. And when we ask the question, they says that a different methodology were used, but we were not informed. Just as you said earlier on, if you want to change something, the trustee has your duty to come to the members, write the members onto section 35 of pension law, and the members can see clarity or refuse. We don't have to agree with what change you want. We don't have to. But who was the trustee? There were no trustee to act on the hourly behalf.
So, this is where the order of mendacity comes in, because there's no way this should have moved forward without making sure that everyone is involved and you vote on who are these people or to represent you in that capacity. This is serious business, and you're talking billions and billions of dollars that affects hundreds and hundreds of people's lives. So when this wind-up was going on, then everything should have been on the up and up, and if it's not, then it's time for this to be brought to the light. And I heard from you when you said you were witness to the judge saying, was putting aside the fact that there was not representation for the hourly workers by those who were on the committee. There was not enough people on the committee. They were not voted on. They were not ratified. So why would a judge put that aside? Something as critical as that is now the power structure of the hourly workers. It doesn't make sense. Why would you discount the credibility of the hourly workers to then cast aside everybody's pension without regard or applying the law equally and fairly? Something is not right, and I smell a rat. So we're going to get to the bottom of it. Continue, Mr. Witter.
So, as you're saying, regarding to the board, let us just look on the board just for a moment. The board was unconstitutional from 2006 right to 2009. Reason? Mr. Atkins was never nominated, neither elected to be a member trustee. He come forward and write an affidavit. Say he never know that the law changed, so he was acting contrary. That's one. So whatever he do, have to throw through the window. He was on the board illegal. The next gentleman, Mr. Sardis, was properly nominated and elected sometime in July 2007, but he served for 5 months. He transferred from hourly rank to salary 2008, January. That made him no longer a part of the hourly, but he was still there. And when I just don't know what happened, FSC accept the one resolution signed by the men. And when FSC thought that you're not a problem, FSC dropped off Mr. Sardis' name and sent down his name with just as what you had with Mr. Atkinson. No, we take it very serious. FSC does not have the power to take off Mr. Sardis' name. FSC should send back that list to the chairman and say, hey, this man is no longer part of the OLA. So he cannot work like that. Them take off his name and send down Atkinson. Well, the judge says, even if Mr. Sardis' name was not mentioned, we should see to that, so and so he's man. But we are certain that we were not aware that Sardis was a salary man. We were not aware. No, Mr. Kid, take a look at it. You have no, you're not informed. Oh, you take action. We come to you now after we find out. After the plan went up and home now. We say, sir, to the court, we just discovered that these two persons were on board illegal. One was no longer a member, I mean, a trustee, and one was not a member of the trustee. These two persons were on the board signing document. That means whatever two persons sign. So, in other words, then, the wind up is null and void. So the 1st of June, what you're boasting about, said the plan wind up. The plan is null and void. Neither here nor there. So whatever the board of is to throw through the window. So even this change of methodology that is signed to sign that such court can use it, it could not be used. That's the law.
So, so hold on, Mr. Witter. This is Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. We're talking about the pension problems of Alumina Partners of Jamaica, men and women who have worked 10, 20, 15, 20, and 30 years of their lives and signed an agreement to get a pension when they become of pension age or retirement age. They're now being told that they have no pension. We have Mr. Owen Witter here. We're discussing this and we're organizing each and every member who's alive and also the families who are dead to make a master list to take it to the very top, to the government or to the courts. If we need to go to the highest court in the world, we will. Because we're going to get to the bottom of this. Hundreds of men and women are suffering from the horrendous conditions that they had to work under to become vested in Alumina Partners of Jamaica's pension plan. And today they're being told there's nothing that's from when it left LOJ to Sagicor. Sagicor is saying this almost $40 billion is no longer there. It's zero. And no one has benefited from the pension. Or very few, I don't know. But we're going to get to the bottom of it. But those who I'm talking to said they've been told that there's nothing there for them. And many have given up, frustrated, or ill, and they need their pension. So continue, Mr. Witter.
We still go back to the word, the ALPART 1990 plan rule. The plan rule speak for itself, Brother George. The plan speak for itself. And our main focus is on what E5 have to offer and what F4 have to offer. E5 is like and F4 is the branch. So if E5 say you're entitled to pension, there should be no problem. So either you vested or you're not vested. Those things, contract, what's a contract? Are written or verbal agreements. Like I asked the question again some time ago. What is the supreme law? Of the land and its purpose? Is your constitution right? No one is above the law. And the government have a right to protect the citizen. Right, whatever we do. So we have a right to say yes or no. You can't get up and sign something to consent. Anyhow, let us continue now. So, what is it now, my dear Brother George? At termination, they buy us a pension. And that pension would deferred for a future date down the road. What harder that to understand? So what, based on my knowledge that I look up here, the provider use a different method which affect over benefits and laugh. And probably saying this guy don't I know that can do a thing, man. We had them out. Them don't know and the plan rule not their road.
You know, I spoke to a friend of mine from Bull Savannah.
Yes.
And that's one of Kaz's family. And also another gentleman, I think he's in Manchester. And he was told, he told me that they told him, no matter what you guys do, you have nothing to get. And I was shocked by, that blatant or brazen statement that, um, and I'm not going to call any names because I got to get this verified
Yes, yes.
by people who are in authority of this, stating that to their faces, whosoever was at that meeting at the Lumina Partners of Jamaica, that no matter what you do and no matter what you try, you have nothing to get. After, and I said, you signed an agreement, didn't you not? And the monies are there. You vested. You spent the time. You're vested in the pension scheme. The company matched your contribution. Billions of dollars are sitting down there, and they're going to look at you and tell you that. I'm saying, in which country? We're not in Russia here, or North Korea. So, and there's a government of Jamaica that is duly elected. There's a democratic government that has sworn to protect the people and the interests of the people of Jamaica. And I trust the government. We have no choice but to trust the government. So if this is happening, and these brazen, blatant, um, calculated statements are being made in a malicious way, now we got to take it to another level. So continue, Mr. Witter, because I'm listening. And now we're going to move to phase 2. Continue.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So what we say again is all about plan rule. Sometimes it's really about over 20 of my colleagues call me and remind me, say, Owen, don't leave out the word ALPART 1990 plan rule. We say, okay, man, no problem to you guys. Main focus. So you see the difficulty to get the plan rule. I have to pay $100 per page in 2012. So by March, I don't know the amount of years now to today, probably over some 10 years. And I get to one that it don't reach $100 when you just print one paper, to photocopy a paper. $100 in 2012.
So someone didn't want you to have it.
That's correct. And you know that my address is New Forest. And one of the response from the company, they send my response to Junction, St. Elizabeth. I don't live there. I never get a letter from you. Just do to delay. I never have it easy, brother George. I go to Kingston about 48 times or more. 48 times a Kingston. The union walk away.
Now, this is surprising that there's a union that represents all the hourly workers. There's contribution that was made over the many years for that kind of protection. So there's no statute of limitation on that protection. So now that the union has walked away, they should be sued because they need to return all that money because this is part of their duty.
That's correct.
So continue, Brother Witter, because this is getting more interesting, and I smell a bigger rat in the room. Let's go.
Yes. So when I contact the National Workers Union, they are saying they're not familiar so much with pension. Anyhow, they will give me a contribution to the retainer fee for it. So time running out and us, so we engage a law firm and they request retainer fee. So they a contribution towards retainer fee. But what I'm saying, no, brother, since as you don't know about pension, why do you never install a pension lawyer? For we pay union dues on a weekly basis, 1% and we have over 700 employees was there. And So look, each worker behave themselves, so you will never need a money pocket for you whole 20 years to take out, go, take somebody out a problem. That happen. That's a shame. That's a shame.
What? So
No
you're
help from
saying no claim was made on the union to assist. However, they had, administrative work and so on, but there was no real burden or any real strain on the union for all those 20 or 30 years because everyone fell in line,
yes,
knowing that the union protected them.
Mhm. Very sad. That is very sad.
Continue.
Yes. So again, I have to jump from Manchester to Kingston. Sometimes I'll 3 times for the week. When you reach back on Mandeville, here, lucky enough, busman may give you a ride, come down. You have to try pay by weekend, One time I was going to Kingston, the barber said he going to cut my hair, and that is his contribution. So he never call it from me, so he use pay me fair. Drink man accompany me sometime, but I went to Kingston 48 times or more. Very costly, very costly. One and two worker help me, but something not now go on. Well, not true. Not go on, brother. Witter not now go on. That thing go on. Help me. Resource never so good. Resource never so good. And so what happened back to the job? He two things his name here. He says that we could not tell how much owe to me. I was saying to you the other day, for example, two-person go to one blind and one not blind. The one not blind after the man. We reach a Mandeville. The blind, the blind man should have asked you that. We reach a Mandeville.
Hold on, Mr. Witter. We have Mr. William Howard is saying we need to fix the mic. I don't know which mic needs to be fixed, but let me check to make sure that the audio is good on my end. So that means that I can see you have low connectivity on your end, Mr. Witter. Also, Mr. Hudlin Pitter states that Mr. Witter should remember him about the letter I get from Sagicor. Miss and also Hudlin Witter is saying your father was a blasting what Reggie from Plowden. Oh, yes, Reggie was a part of the crew with my father. He was a part of the blasting crew. Yes. So Hudlin Peter is sending messages in. So if you're not hearing us quite well, send a comment in the comment section and let us know because I think William Howard, tell me if you're hearing the mics better because I think Mr. Witter, your internet connection is not so wonderful where you're sitting down right now, so you may have to change position for a better. But continue and let's hear from everybody if in the comment section if they're hearing both of us okay. Continue, Brother Witter.
Yes, so brother George, what I would happy to see how quick we could get this matter resolved. Because why I say that a lot of farm employees is not well right now. Some in wheelchair, some can have move around. And as you say, which go work hard. Yeah? And that high pressure plant, 635 pounds, a steam, exhaust from the power, nice, chemical, plastic, spray sometime. You have to change the clothes. And you want to treat it like this? It is sad. It is very sad.
I I also share those sentiments because I've witnessed the conditions that hundreds and thousands of people had to work and endure at Alumina Partners of Jamaica and across the island at many other bauxite plants. But Alumina Partners of Jamaica, um, when they hired each person, especially hourly workers we're talking about now, this agreement that was made does not change because it is irrevocable because it spans across years decades to your retirement age. So no matter how many hands it crossed from LOJ to Sagicor, the agreement that was set has to be honored. So that cannot change because it's irrevocable. It would take the highest court in Jamaica and everybody in it, involved in it, to change that anything that's in that plan rule. So no matter what anyone says, what stands predominant is where you sign and the contributions that were made. And it's sitting down there in Sagicor. Sagicor cannot make any changes to that because they were not privy to the original agreement. They cannot change the original agreement. They have to then take on the risk of that agreement under the conditions of that risk. So therefore, the pension that was agreed to by hundreds of thousands of workers must be paid. So we're going to get to the bottom of it. There's nothing that can tell me, unless everybody signed off on it and the courts then rubber stamped it to say, okay, we agree, because an agreement was made many years ago that is irrevocable. And once you become vested, then you are in. Once you make that claim, whenever you retire, then at that point in time, it's time to give me my money. Give me my retirement, give me my pension. Because the irrevocable agreement spans over years and decades to the point where I said, give me my pension. Within those rules. And this is something that we need to know. Does this pension go to beneficiaries of the deceased? And I'm getting those documents. So this is why I have a master list of the deceased and their families. I'm making that list. Because as I said, and I will emphasize what you said, Brother Witter, many people who worked at Alumna Partners of Jamaica are suffering from grave illnesses based on the condition they worked under. But we're not going to touch that topic just yet. Secondly, it was an environmental problem of a magnitude proportion. That in itself, the effects of those conditions and the production of alumina is still, the effects are still being felt today. But everybody is hush hush about that. The water table is forever damaged. That's what I've been told. So all the downstream problems are still there because of the mud lake. Many of your colleagues are suffering from illnesses that they endured, whether it be from noise, chemical, or just the harsh working condition. They're suffering from that, and they can't even afford their medication or a doctor's visit, and they're not getting their pension. Come on, what's the big deal? What am I missing in this? Because an irrevocable agreement when you started in your young age, young and vibrant, and you said, okay, I'm going to behave myself. I'm going to work for Aluminum Partners of Jamaica. I want to be vested, and I need my pension at the end of it to take care of myself and my family. And now you're being told there's zero. What am I missing in this? Is there something I'm missing, Mr. Witter?
You have it right there, man. You have it right there in black and white. I can recite the last paragraph of the company's contribution. It says the employer contribution, employer, not employer, employer contribution, right? It shall be irrevocably held to provide pension benefit, and in no event prior to it should divert is to pay the benefit that belongs to the participants and the history. That is in black and white. That is in black and white.
Hold on. Let's move to the comment section. We said we've been told that your mic, Mr. Howard said your mic is the one that's giving trouble. I think it's because of the internet connection. Also, Mr. Peter said or Hudlin Peter is saying, I'm hearing you good. Okay, and it was marching 5%, which was left out. They call it wind up and surplus. Okay, Vanessa Williams says it's echoing. So let's try again, Mr. Witter. I think you probably we'll see. It looks like it's working out itself. There was a rainstorm here.
Yes.
Because in New York there was a rainstorm, so I think things will get back to normal as we progress. But continue, Mr. Witter.
Yes. So as you know the term, I have two eyes, I have a brain. And thank God I did not waste my parents' money. I didn't waste my parents' money.
That's right.
Yes. Somebody asked me, Witter, how you do it? I said, with the help of the Almighty. It was not easy, Brother George, to go to Kingston that amount of time. Documents upon documents. Documents upon documents. And I tried my best that not only me alone, but my rest of colleagues, and all those even past. For just the other day, we lost a co-worker just below you from Duff House there. He have the same 19 years of service. He's sick. He passed off. Sad.
Vanessa said your mic is still the same. We're gonna wrap up now, Vanessa. We're gonna have a part 3, and condolences to the family of who passed away in Duff House. You said, what's the name of the person who passed away?
We call him Gordon. His surname Heron.
Oh yes, I heard. Yes, a good friend of mine as well too.
Yes.
Condolences to the family. But we're gonna get to the bottom of it. We need his badge number and his family's contact information, because we're making a secondary list of those who passed away. So we're gonna need that.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we say thank you for being a part of the Naram Promotions Real Deal podcast show. Mr. Owen Witter is here with us, and we're going to have a part 3. But we're moving forward in a more organized way now, because we're putting things together, and those who are involved are coming to this master list. And I say to everyone, like, share, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, send the numbers, and I'm going to put my number up here, so that whosoever wants to contact me, those who were vested in the pension scheme of Alumina Partners of Jamaica, call me. I need your name, badge number, and contact information so I can add you to the master list. And if you know of anyone, send the word around who has been there and they're vested. Tell them to contact me. Also, if there are people who are deceased and they were vested in it, have their family contact me, whether the wife, husband, children, contact me because I need to make that secondary list of those who are deceased. And we're going to take this all the way, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Owen Witter has been struggling with this for many, many years, as a lot of his colleagues know. And I thought this was put to rest many years ago until Mr. Witter gave me a call and said, God, God said I should contact you to help us with this problem. And I answered the call. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to make it a point of my duty, whatever it takes, for all these poor people, all these hard-working men and women who are now retired and ill and need their pension after they've signed an agreement, became vested, and the plant closed down, and they said, we're winding up. And they wind up all that money and said there was zero. Sagicor, you need to answer the call. And the Jamaica government, I know you're fair, Mr. Andrew Honis. I know you're fair. You're the Prime Minister of Jamaica. And there's many others who knows what is going on here. But we're going to get her act in order before we come to you, sir, because you are the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and I know you love the people of Jamaica, and you will do the right thing for the people and hardworking men and women of South Central Jamaica who work at Alumna Partners of Jamaica or wherever they are. One thing is guaranteed, I can tell you. These men and women they don't like handouts. They work for their own. They're ambitious people, proud Jamaicans. And I'm asking that everyone who is vested in the plan, who worked at Alumna Partners of Jamaica and they're vested, please contact me. The numbers are scrolling down below. Contact me immediately so I can put you on a master's list. Send the word around. We need a united front moving forward. And Mr. Freckleton, we're coming for you to so that we can pull our efforts together in one united front. These poor people are dying and suffering because they're not getting their pension. It doesn't matter how much it is, every little counts. They're suffering. And we need to get to the bottom of this quickly so they can get their pensions. They agreed to it, they're vested in it, and they're now retired. Many are coming to retirement age, and many have retired already. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here, Mr. Witter. We say thank you. Part 3 is coming. We're going to talk off the air. It was good having you, and we're not going to stop until all of this is resolved.
God bless
This
you.
is
God bless
Naram.
you.
Thank you. And this is Naram Promotion, the Real Deal Podcast Show. Thank you, Mr. Witter. We'll talk off the air. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a sad day when you hear the voices of so many crying out to say, what happened? We agreed, we worked hard, and we don't have, they're telling us we don't have a pension. And a lot of people are laughing and making and ridiculing all these hundreds of people, telling them that in some cases, that they're stupid. After you signed an agreement, work became vested, billions of dollars are sitting down there. What part of this? When would you call that person stupid? The bigger picture is, can I trust the system in Jamaica to have my back when things like these happen? And I know the government of Jamaica is very, very um, um, transparent. I'm sure of it. Do you? I'm sure the government, the prime minister of Jamaica, loves the people of Jamaica enough to help to resolve this problem. Don't you think so? That's what a prime minister is there for, right? To protect the people of Jamaica. I'm sure of it, right? Right. I'm sure that's what the prime minister is there for. And I trust Prime Minister Andrew Holness to do the right thing. Wouldn't you agree? Hundreds of people are without their pension that they were vested in and they agreed to. Hmm. We're not going to stop till we get to the bottom of it. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to close the show in a minute. Hudlin Pitter, I must say thank you, my friend, son. Um, Thanksgiving Day. You. Okay. Hudlin Witter, God bless you. Thank you also for watching. And everyone, Vanessa Williams, and also William Howard, and all the others, we say thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and click that notification bell because we need for this show to continue all the way. Let it grow. So you keep listening, spread the word around, and we will we'll be in contact with you. We're making a master list. We're putting things together with Mr. Owen Witter. We're going to close the show now. Mr. Owen Witter, if there's anything you want to say goodbye or good night for now until we get back to part 3, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, all the best until God bless. Keep up the good work, Mr. Ashmi. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Brother Witter. God
Poor
bless
picking
you.
it, poopa. Poor picking poopa.
All right, respect. We'll be talking afterwards. All right.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, come tomorrow. We're gonna also put together the analytics of what happened in Southeast St. Elizabeth between Fly the Gate and also Skimpy Rave. What we have? We're gonna make an analysis of this. So we're getting through to the promoters of Skimpy Rave. I'm still trying to get to Gavin. We need them on here to give us an insight of a few things, a few categories of these events because they were huge and they moved the Richter scale of these party performances in South Central Jamaica, which is now the party capital of the Caribbean, or we'd say Jamaica in general. It's a big deal going on down there. We also want to make the appeal for Kayla Martin. She's going to the Dominican Republic to perform in those championship games there in gymnastics. She has won first place in the Carifta Games, which was historic because this was the inaugural Carifta Gymnastic Championship. And she's also been in the Jamaican Classics in 2025, where she also came first. If you notice here on the right hand side, you see her certificate and also her awards. And we're asking each and every one to help her grandmother and family to find the balance of $1,500 to send her to the Dominican Republic to those games, those gymnastic games where she'll perform. And I'm sure this world star athlete at 12 years old, please. Many of you have spent a lot more at the bar and parties. Anything you can contribute. Here are the bank account numbers. It's Kanika Honus's account, a savings account at the National Commercial Bank. That account number is 884-345-634. And also Sharon Bent, trading as Great Start Academy at the National Commercial Bank. Checking account number 881-033-585. Please, by July 20th, 12 days from now, I say 11 days from now, that money has to be paid over in full. So her grandmother found half of it, and we're asking everyone to contribute, including myself. I will be contributing, and just contribute to those bank account numbers so it can go directly to where it needs to be. She has 11 days left to get that money's over. We're appealing to everyone, whether it's 5 US, 10 US, 20 US, 100 US, 1,000 US, 1,500 US. Send it in. She needs 1,500 US dollars. That's the balance of what that she needs. Her grandmother found half of it already, and she had to empty out her coffers to make it happen for young Kayla. And young Kayla is 12 years old, and she is a superstar, guys. Imagine she came first. She beat her competitors at the Carifta Games and the Jamaica Classic. And in South Central Jamaica, there's not a gymnastic program. Imagine that. This is a world star in the making. This is a lady that could end up winning the Olympic Games. So at 12 years old, Kayla Martin, please, you need to get to your account, send whatever you can over to Kayla right now. She has 11 days left. And guys, I don't mean you wait till the 11th day. Do it now so that you can go in early and she can prepare herself and calm down. She's very nervous. This young lady, I'm telling you, she's going places. I'm appealing to everyone. Please do donate. Send young Kayla Martin to the Dominican Republic, to the gymnastics games in Dominica. So I say, here's a letter if you want to see from Great Start Academy appealing for help for young Kayla. Kayla Martin, she's a superstar. And you're in the front row seat to witness a great athlete go places, and you can be a part of it. Ladies and gentlemen, help young Kayla. Right now, I'm going to say thank you to everyone. God bless you all for being here on Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. We always say, always pray when you're going out, pray when you're coming in. Always remember, God is in control. Thank you for being here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you on the next show tomorrow. God bless you all. Okay, here we go. Naram Promotions is at you.